Welcome back, guys, to the World Championship Series European Premier League for Season 3. We are in Group B, as we now have our second match of the night. It's going to be Empire Happy going up against Fnatic SaSe in a very interesting clash. Haven't seen SaSe for too much of a while.
Yeah, haven't seen SaSe in quite a long time. He's played a couple of Challenger League games. He's played a lot of games from Taiwan and in Taiwan. He actually played in a tournament over there not too long ago, doing okay, but we just don't see him that often compared to last year, where he spent a lot of time in Europe or Korea and was doing a lot more traveling. There's a lot less tournaments than 2012, and now coming into 2013, the place to be is WCS. And now he's back in the round of 32 after losing in the round of 16 in Season 1. We'll see how well he can do against a consistent performer, but a consistent but not high-level consistent. It's always round of 32, round of 16, round of 8. But it's in the likes of Happy, who almost represented Europe in Season 1. Very close to doing that.
Oh, yeah. Very close indeed. I think he was a little bit mortified with the position that he found himself. He expected that. I think a lot of people expected that from him in Season 1. But anyway, guys, we can jump into our first map. And as we have, spawning up to the top left-hand corner, very, very quick intros as our red Protoss. He is Fnatic SaSe. And down to the bottom right-hand corner, we have our blue Terran. He is Empire Happy.
Well, SaSe, like Duck Duck, is playing from Taiwan for this round of 32. He's tweeted publicly that he doesn't like playing with lag, which he has right now, so it makes no... I mean, kind of makes perfect sense, to be honest, doesn't it, with trying something like this. But it seems like he's going to proxy this inside the main base. All the way in the corner, but there's a supply depot, and this is absolutely a disaster.
Oh my god.
What a disaster. Cancel. Oh my god.
Oh, he saw it. He saw it. He brought the second SCV there.
Of course he saw it. Of course he saw it.
Yeah. But the thing is that I don't think SaSe...
Oh my, what a disaster.
So SaSe still is assuming...
You can see the probe!
Yeah.
You can see the gateway.
Oh. Well, there's not much to commentate here, guys. We'll see you after this game. There's going to be 2 gateways here, Sean. And
there's going to be a bunker, if not 2, around the command center, mineral line, and barracks.
Yep.
And there's going to be a lot of SCVs, and SaSe won't break this. Oh dear.
All right. Second barracks goes down behind this. Happy's... He's content with this current position.
He's absolutely joyed.
He's
probably letting his mother play for him right now, because all he needs to do is make a wall, add in a bunker, and the Zealots can't do anything. And then very slowly he can take a gas, start to tech up a little bit, but with the amount of Marines he's going to be able to handle, it's been spotted. With the amount of Marines he's going to have, and then he'll savor through having a bunker and having a wall. This is very difficult for SaSe. He's going to cannon it too.
Oh my.
He's going to cannon it as well.
Wow. Well, why not? When in Rome. He has 8 probes out right now. He's adding on a 9th. And
I'm surprised he hasn't built a bunker.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised at that as well.
But he's just going to rely on his control here instead.
He's built a cool little building placements at least. Although he might end up losing that supply depot.
Yeah, he's going to have to rebuild that, and does on the left-hand side here. Interesting no bunker, though.
Yes.
This is a little bit scary now, because the Zealots can easily walk in there. It's going to come down to control of Happy's SCVs and Marines.
Yep, and he's going to try and repair this with the SCVs as well. These Marines have done well for themselves, almost getting a Zealot there without taking too much damage. But that being said, this takes quite a bit of damage, killing off a few there as well. And now the cannon is on the way, but there's no Zealots really to protect it.
He hasn't lost any Marines, and they're climbing 2 by 2.
GG.
Good game. Didn't even need it. Didn't even need any proper defenses there. It was...
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
That was a fast one, wasn't it? And SaSe loses the first game here.
Who would have believed it?
Who would have believed it, man?
I mean, the hero of that game was really that supply depot.
It was, yeah. It was positioned well.
GG supply depot.
Positioned very well. If it wasn't positioned like that, then maybe it would have been a different game. But SaSe not starting too well in this WCS Season 3 and the round of 32. Not well at all here. But we'll see how he changes things up coming into the next map. It is Belshire Vestige. I think he'd have to just play normal from this position, but Happy's we've seen some fantastic games from Happy in these seasons.
I'm not sure how SaSe is going to pull this out against Happy, because again, there's the latency deficit that he currently finds himself at, and Happy's just strong. Nobody looks at Happy and is like, this guy's weak against, because there's really not too much he is weak against. There's only that slight predictability factor. Yeah. But aside from that, he is a strong player.
Yeah.
Very.
I mean, if you play a straight-up game against Happy, who also plays a straight-up game, it's very difficult to beat him. If you're able to trick him mentally and get a better build order and use his predictability and his weakness with changing things up too much, you can beat him sometimes very easily. So now coming into this, SaSe, having lost game number 1, is in a position where he kind of doesn't want to mess this up now because he'd be in the loser's match. He'd have to play against TLO.
It's tough.
SaSe, I mean, playing from Taiwan, it's not easy, but he's got to do so much here to be able to sort things out. So much. Like, it's such a long road here for SaSe to be able to do well, and I see hardly anything else happening other than a 2-0 from Happy, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for SaSe. And I think he tries to pull something out again. There always was that argument of, trying to play a straight-up game, but that would be so difficult regardless. But guys, tell us your predictions. Go over to Twitter, #WCS. Tell us who you think is going to win not only this series, but also this group at Apollo SC2 and at Kylaris here. So... and we can jump into the game. We did have to regame, as Happy did drop.
Yes, he did, and we will make that again. So coming into Battleship Vestige now, I think Happy, especially upon seeing SaSe's approach to this series with that harass all-in, 8-gate, Happy's just going to be all right. I'm just going to be on top of things. I would not be surprised to see a Reaper opening here at all. A Reaper opening is very good for scouting, to get it out nice and early, to scout around. Maybe even a Reactor Reaper opening, which is having 2 Reapers, one for the main base of your opponent and one to look around. Just scout. Yeah. If SaSe is approaching the series in this manner, then there's no reason not to play a very heavy scouting game.
Well, SaSe now loading up into this game, as is Happy. And, for the players that are playing from Korea or from Taiwan, it's slightly a self-inflicted thing. You play in WCS Europe, that's what you have to cope with in the round of 32 if you choose to do that. So now we can jump into game number 2 to see who is going to take this map, as we have spawning up to the top left-hand corner, representing Fnatic as well as Sweden. He is SaSe. And down to the bottom right, we have our blue Terran. Currently 1 game up, representing Empire and Russia. He is Happy.
Well, let's find out what Kim Hammer, fantastic last name.
It's awesome.
Kim Hammer, SaSe, great last name.
Superhero name.
Look at the supply deeper from Happy. He's like, I'm making sure that you don't do this twice in a row.
Yes.
And if I was to lose it, I'd be very embarrassed if I was to lose to this.
And it's a slight deviation from what Happy normally does, this kind of supply depot on these locations, because normally you see him place very economical supply depots near the Nexus, near the command center, so that you can get the SCV back to work. So a slight change up in from what I've seen Happy do as of late.
All right. I'm going to put something out there and see if you can challenge it with another player. Is there any other professional gamer that plays StarCraft 2 that's been there, done a lot, got a great big name and a lot of power behind that name? Is there anyone more so than SaSe that you could describe as in the shadows?
In the shadows.
So SaSe is a player that's always in the shadows for me in recent times. He's hidden away in Taiwan. We don't really see him very often. He's here now. He's popped out of the shadows to play. But is there anyone else, do you think, that could fall under that category in StarCraft 2?
I think that SaSe...
Apart from Koreans, that doesn't count.
Yeah, no, that doesn't count. It's just the foreigners. I think SaSe is that biggest name to that, and I've also echoed those sentiments previously and said that he plays in another world. You could say that the Australians were quite... Moonglade is one that comes to mind in terms of that. Aside from performing in WCS America pretty well, but before that, he does kind of hide in the shadows for quite a while.
Well, look at this on the natural. Happy's got a bunker coming down. Upon realizing that this is a relatively fast Nexus, by the way, it was just a gateway into Nexus, kind of expecting Happy to play along the lines of one Barracks Command Center, because that's how Happy plays every single game against Protoss. That's his predictability. That's how he plays. So SaSe was like, all right, well, if he's going to play like that, I can get a faster Nexus down. And Happy says, well, if you do that, let me put a bunker behind the mineral line that you haven't seen yet, and then I'm going to put a Marine in it, and then good luck, have fun.
Yeah, very much good luck, have fun. Happy is going to be very happy with this.
I mean, SaSe is already at 16 probes in his main mineral line. He needs to be mining from this natural. But there's a Marine. There's going to be a second one in the way as well.
And, well, the Zealot's on the way to try and deal with this.
This is a nightmare.
Yeah, it's just, nothing is going right here for SaSe in this series. And this Zealot has to, like, intercept this Marine, but no. He gets one swipe off, but that's about it.
And the thing is, you don't really need to invest any more past this. A third Marine is on its way, but you don't need to send a fourth, because there will be a Stalker and a Mothership Crow on the way. And it's going to be difficult to get that in, but how are you going to clean up a bunker with 2 and maybe 3 Marines in it?
Yeah.
How are you going to clean that up? There's an SCV that can repair it too. Are you going to pull probes? You're going to lose your probes? Well, the third Marine shouldn't get in, so it's just 2, which is better than 3. But how is he meant to... He has to clean it up.
This poor Marine, man. He's being chased by the whole small battalion that SaSe has accrued himself. And has to... He does get away, but behind this, SaSe's probe down to the bottom left-hand corner. What is he up to?
Well, nothing, because he's got no warp gate research until just this second. He's chrono boosted into 2 Stalkers in the Mothership Core. So we spent a lot of money to build units to clean this bunker out.
It's doing real damage on this Nexus now.
It's a pain in the bum to deal with. And behind this, there's going to be stim starting in 10 seconds time as the tech lab finishes up.
Oh, jeez.
Happy's got a bunker defended. He's on full steam ahead. And SaSe, despite being ahead in supply, he's very far behind in this game.
Yeah, and not only that, but if this game just continues from this point on, and it probably will do, once it comes to Happy's very, very drop-heavy play, he could snipe this Nexus out all the easier, because look how low it is in comparison to... This has 400 less health for when he comes and tries to kill it off later on. Tough stuff.
Even salvages the bunker.
Wow.
Salvages the bunker. The 2 Marines die. A scan inside the main base from Happy saying, I'm so far ahead I can afford to scan inside the main base. And he sees inside the main base exactly what he wants to see. What do we see? Additional gateways.
Plenty.
So now Happy's like, all right, let's throw down additional bunkers, 2 bunkers coming in. And SaSe's like, God, he's seen it. Now I have to cancel them. I need to do something else.
Yeah.
Now the robotics facility's coming in. The gases are being taken. And this game is just a complete scrappy mess at the moment.
It really is.
It's, you know... What's it really cost Happy to throw down 2 additional bunkers? Nothing. It doesn't slow him down, really.
And even the little aggression that he put on, it cost him a grand total of, what, 3 units, 184 resources lost to shut down mining from a base for so long and do 400 damage to the Nexus as well. So SaSe says, right, it's time for a third base. My opponent's going to be super defensive. But at the same time, Happy could still move out with Marines eventually.
Happy is going to say, all right, I'm going to defend. Yeah. Because I've seen like 4 or 5 gateways. Really early, and I delayed his mining. But what Happy will say, all right, I'm gonna be defensive, and then he all of a sudden, as the medivacs start being made, he's gonna be like, wait a minute,
where are you?
Wait a minute, wait a minute, where are you? And then he'll start to get a little bit wary. Even now, he's like, all right, wait a minute, and scans and sees, oh, there's the real ball, there's the forge, and salvages all the bunkers.
Yep.
Sees the Twilight Council on the way, and as now the medivacs come out, he says, all right, it's time to go, my friend.
Yep.
Together we lead towards the other side of Belcher Vestige. Together we march to kill SaSe.
Exactly. And the funny thing is that on 2 bases as a Protoss with the units he has, then yeah, he could probably defend some drops and stuff like that. But spreading yourself out across these 3 locations can be very, very tiresome for SaSe. That being said, though, Happy has not seen the 3rd base just yet, so he has to get the reconnaissance necessarily to actually find that. And once he does, it's gonna be drop happy.
Yeah, it's gonna be drop happy. Yeah, it will, because he's now saying, all right, SaSe is just playing a weird game against me right now. He's tried to do this. I opened up very well, then he tried to be very aggressive, then he cancelled it, and he's thrown down 3rd Nexus, and he's doing this. He's trying to tech all over the place. Happy's gonna come up to that 3rd base, and he's gonna press the T button on the keyboard.
Oh yeah.
And on the keyboard, that's stim. And he's going to kill that 3rd Nexus, because he'll drop inside the main base, he'll force all the units to go there, and then he will press the T button. and it's not a cup of tea. And I would love to have a tea button while casting to be able to bring a cup of tea. But
nice.
It's actually for stim, and this is going to be very difficult if SaSe's out of position to prevent this from actually dying.
Hallucinated Colossus here to try and force his opponent away, but he's actually trying to poke at the third and then drop in the main to do some damage. A good move here by Happy, as he's going to get maybe a few probes. He was hitting the Nexus there for a second, and he hasn't killed as many probes as I was anticipating.
Well, this didn't work out as well as he hoped.
Yeah.
It actually worked in reverse. He was hoping that the drop in the main base would pull the units that he could stim onto the third, but it actually worked in reverse, where SaSe was on his third ready to go, and then dropped inside the main base. So SaSe, upon getting a very early greedy third out, and it's not been punished yet, is absolutely back in the running in this game. Absolutely. Despite the weird game we've seen, if you look at the numbers, he's ahead in worker supply, he's ahead in army supply, he's a little bit behind in upgrades, because I think there's double engineering bay down, or just one. I thought he got 2.
He's adding on a second one. He cancelled the second, and then added on bunkers, because he thought maybe he couldn't afford double upgrades when some pressure was coming.
So SaSe's not in bad position at all. Not at all. He's going to have to deal with being low on units for the time being, which means he's going to be spread very thin. But with 5 gateways finishing up, the advantages in that income coming from that third are going to be able to give him the one weakness he has, lack of units.
Yep, and it looks like he's going to try and claim his third base as well here. SaSe, for now, does he have 1 or 2 forges? He only has the... Where are they? Oh, he only has the 1 for now. And he is going to drop over in his main base. So... trying to draw his opponent away. Photon overcharge did occur as well, but he's also hitting the third base. Happy's everywhere.
Yeah, Happy's dropping all over the place, really exploiting the one thing that SaSe just doesn't quite have going for him, which is enough units. He's in the natural as well. Beautiful play. 3 places at once.
Wow, Happy just absolutely ripping his opponent apart in terms of multitasking. How are you going to deal with this, my friend? He does get the feedback on that medevac, but at the same time, he's killed off a lot of workers, did push him away in the middle.
SaSe lost quite a lot there. For sure he lost quite a lot, but he's not out of it yet because he's dealt with it. He's not being dropped anymore. He didn't die.
And that medevac's going to have to evacuate as well. That's a lot of zealots.
And SaSe, he's got a pile on the other side of the map. He's got a lot of gateways online now. He's up to 8 gateways in total. It's not the highest amount, but it's decent enough. And if he was to hit Happy's third...
Well, I think that Happy's going to have to try and buy some time here. I think he knows his opponent's moving into an aggressive position, so of course he's going to try and draw him back, but I don't think it's going to work out because...
Happy's zealots have +2 armor. There's an Archon in the mix too. There's 2 Archons in the mix. There are no ghosts, it's just a lot of units here.
Then there's Storm in the mix as well, Apollo.
Oh, dearie me.
This is... he has to be... Happy has to be so careful right now. He's trying to get the Ghost Academy, trying to squeeze it out as quickly as he possibly can do, but I don't think he can. Well,
we're about to find out if Happy can hold on here because SaSe's going to come in, and he's got Storms to cover the ramp very easily if anything was to come down.
And he throws down 3 force fields here just to make sure he can try and do some damage to this orbital command, but he will be able to get away. He doesn't really have any stalkers to actually...
Oh my gosh, he just loaded up so much.
Oh my god. Okay.
Wait, this is really smart because if he's expecting SaSe to go home, this is smart. But if SaSe just attacks, there's nothing.
We get a crazy base trade. The 4 observers with this army? He like drops everything and tries to scan and kill off stuff. He kills off the mothership core.
What a weird base trade is about to happen.
Well, actually, he killed off the mothership core, so he can't recall.
No, it's a weird base trade about to happen here.
Okay, well, initiation. Storms on all of these SCVs. How many did he kill there? He killed off a lot. There's only 33 left, and that's a ton of zealots. But at the same time, this bio army going absolutely to town, killing off that weakened Nexus. A lot of bio doing damage over the third base as well. Wow.
I actually don't know what's happening here. I don't know who's going to win at all. This is absolutely berserk.
Yeah, it is. You're right. It's completely berserk. I don't know who wins either.
The thing is it becomes a base trade because all the Nexus is going down, and Happy's going to kill a lot of units. It comes down to the army strength between the both of them.
Surely Happy ends up winning because all of these buildings can run away and there's no anti-air.
Well, it's more of the fact that it could is it a win or is it a draw?
Does he?
If everything flies away.
Yeah, he's gonna have to run away. He's gonna have to dance around SaSe's army forever.
But I think that, SaSe is in a draw or lose situation, where Happy's in a draw or win situation.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like a good position for Happy. SaSe's got pylons on the left-hand side, but they're being targeted down.
Oh.
If these pylons go, the game's over. He's not even protecting his last buildings.
He doesn't have any probes either.
Oh, he's not protecting it.
Those pylons.
Oh, the game's over.
Yeah.
The game's over.
Oh.
I thought he'd go back to protect those pylons and sit on them or something, but he's lost them. Game's over.
by
He can't defend
5.
his bases, his structures.
Yeah, these are the last structures that remain, I believe.
Yeah, that's it.
That is it. And there you go. GG, guys. Empire Happy takes it 2-0.
Wow.
SaSe in that game, he looked in a good position.
Yeah, he looked really... A weird base trade situation got set up there. With Happy sending everything up there, decided to go for this base trade, and it worked.
Yeah.
I think, though, if Happy... I mean, if SaSe had camped maybe a pylon or something, or just sat around it, then would Happy attack into all those zealots and storm? It was always going to be difficult. It was always a bad position for SaSe, and there's no question about it, because Happy's buildings are in the air, and there's no way SaSe can ever get to them. But, wow. Welcome to Group B.
This is what happens at WCS Europe, man.
And furious day we've got.
We get the weirdest of weirdest groups and results and everything, but not so much results right now, at least. But we'll see as the day goes on.
Well, now it means Happy goes up against Duck in our winner's match.
Oh, jeez.
So I don't know what to expect here. Happy's played against one player that's playing from Asia. Now he plays against another one playing from Asia. But Duck didn't look that weak against TLO. He actually looked rather good.
Yeah.
So I'm not too sure what to expect from the European champion.
We shall see. Okay, guys, we're going to go to a commercial break. And then when we're back, we shall find out who moves on to the round of 16. Will it be Duck or will it be Happy?